Right, so before we get started with anything involved today, I'll give you a little update on what my plans are. Basically, I want to get the rollover frame made for the 200SX. I'm going to put wheels on it so I can move it around. You can get these rollover jigs from eBay for just over £200, but what I'm looking for is sort of fairly specific. I've only got around 250mm clearance top and bottom once the car is sideways due to the roof height, and I want to put wheels on it so I can wheel it out the back, get the SLK in and get some more work done on that. I priced up the rollover frame in new steel, came to around about £300 just over, which is quite expensive for what it is really. I'd rather save the budget for parts for the car. So what I managed to do is find a guy who had a load of second-hand scaffold tube at £1 a foot. So I bought 14 lengths for £70. It's going to be a little bit more hassle than box section. Obviously, being galvanised steel, I'm going to have to clean it up before I weld it, and on top of that, have to profile all the corners so it meets up nicely. But for the saving, and for something that isn't really that important, I'm plenty strong enough, I think that was a good route to go down. Had the morning off work to finish the rollover frame. To say I was apprehensive dropping it off the jack the first time would be a massive understatement. I've never made anything like this before. No plans, just sort of winged it as I went along. Started off by mounting the car way lower than it needed to be because I wanted it to self right at the bottom. Last thing I wanted was the car to want to be upside down and then not to be able to get it the right way up again. That'd be an absolute nightmare if it was top heavy. So I started with it lower than I needed and then slowly worked up until the pivot point is quite well balanced. It still wants to rotate the right way up, so there's no problems with it being top heavy or anything like that. Same with the front. Started way lower than I needed and slowly worked my way up, and now it spins over quite well. Just welded some temporary pieces of thin tube in just to support the front chassis legs. If you've ever jacked one of these up on the front, you'll know exactly why. They twist and bend everywhere. Probably being a bit paranoid, to be honest. Probably would have been okay with no weight in the car, but for the sake of 15 minutes work and a couple of pieces of scrap tube, I thought it was worthwhile. going to make life so much easier with any rust repairs I need to do, cleaning the underside up, coating the underside. Basically everything to do with the chassis prep is going to be much easier being able to rotate the car. I'm going to put pins in the jig in various places so I can stop the car in any position. Basically drill out here, just pin straight through, rotate it to the position I want it to be in, put another hole through it. So what I've done is drill a hole straight through both tubes. So now when we rotate the car, pop an Allen key through there, and then it just locks it in position. So I can't rotate while I work on it. Ideal. Now I've got the car upside down, can take a better look at it. And as you can see, weld repair here with a load of filler. That's the hole in the floor. The chassis rails, bit of surface rust, nothing on the inside. That chassis rail is perfect. A little bit of surface on the lip, blown a little bit there. Never been jacked up on the lips, which is something I don't think I've ever seen on an S13 before. All subframe mounting points are solid. Looks a bit scabby in there. That'll blow straight through when it's grip blasted. But again, generally, found nothing horrendous, no nasty surprises. Just a little bit of rust here and there, but the whole thing is pretty much solid. Some there as well. Probably poke that through, but generally not terrible for a 30-odd-year-old Nissan. Really impressed and pleased and relieved. So that's that sorted. Car rolls over. Happy. I've still got some scaffold tube left. Bought too much deliberately. Well, it's not really too much. Basically, when I attach the legs front to back, so it turns it into one solid frame, and then I'm going to put wheels on the frame itself. They'll be removable because the height is about right with the ceiling at the moment where the car rolls over. So yeah, put on wheels. I've actually got doors on the back of my workshop behind the banner, so once this has got wheels on it and the frame is attached, I can push it out the back. The SLK will be coming back in here again. After watching Drift Pro this weekend, that's really given me some enthusiasm to try and get on and get a car done so I can actually get out driving again. The SLK, I'm mainly concerned about making the thing work, but I'd like to make it look a little better as well. At the moment it just looks like a standard SLK really, like wide arches. I can then give the thing some more lock with some more track width, paint and just various other bits and bobs to tidy it up a little bit. So that'll be good to get out in that. I'm really looking forward to it. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round. I'm spinning around, move out of my way.